Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm your host, Derek Walker. That is Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Hello. This is a time of year that's a transition time of year. As we do this, it's the middle of October, and
Yeah.
boy, this next part of the year goes by really fast.
It does. You're
It's
right.
like somebody puts the pedal on the metal, and it just gets going. You get Halloween, then next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, and then you're skidding toward the end of the year.
Right. And then you're
And
making
a lot
out
of
with
people,
somebody on New Year's Eve.
and this is I don't want to bring out, this is terrible,
What?
but it's happened to me. This is the time of year people get canned
Yeah, it's always this time, especially big companies. Big
because
companies
they like to can
Ooh.
you with 90 days to go,
Yeah, right.
or in some cases, at least
Q4.
60 days to go.
Yeah, the fourth quarter,
And-
they drop people all the time, and it's terrible
And because they're
it's-
getting ready for the new year and
Yeah.
getting all geared up. So, it's just something you have to always be prepared for, particularly in our career. I saw where 150 NBC News jobs got whacked.
Did they
because-
really? Holy cow.
Well, that's 2%. I mean, that's not much.
Yeah.
But still, it's people's jobs. And what's happening is NBC is splitting from MSNBC. They've given it the boot. MSNBC is going to be called Versant or something.
And it's
And
independent?
I'm not even sure if somebody else owns it or what the deal is, but I don't watch it anyway, so I don't see it. But it's just that time of year people get whacked, and I got whacked once in 1989. They did a bunch of layoffs, and this company
Yeah.
took over the company I was working for, and I'd never had that happen to me, and it was very jarring.
Yeah,
Very
it can
jarring.
be. I've
I
seen.
mean, I've been fired once, but it was a good thing. Nothing but great things happened because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think everybody, I don't know if everybody can handle that situation. I was told, you're not in broadcasting until you've been fired.
Huh, that's
And
interesting.
and that's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
But, that was way back in like 1980 and
Was it
nothing
a
but
big company?
fantastic. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
got into it with management. They were really abusive to the
Yeah, yeah.
people in the
Typically,
newsroom.
yeah.
And I was representing the people in the newsroom, and they were bad managers and owners.
Yeah.
And not the owners so much, but the managers
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
And they just had told me, you got to decide which one you are. Are you going to be a manager? You're going to be one of the people. And I just didn't want to be one of them. So
Yeah.
we had a crossways.
Yeah.
And then then a company took over and downsized there in 1990, and that's when I said I was never again going to be dependent on one source of income.
It's not a bad plan, and I'm on the same ship you are. I mean, I have 3 different sources, and I use them all, and some I use
And
more.
I've been on those sources. I've been
Yeah.
on the multiple sources since 1990, really,
Yeah.
since that happened.
It actually
And
works pretty good.
I know it's a shame that you have to do that, but it's just the world
Mm-hmm.
that we live in, and if you've got all your eggs in one basket, I would advise you to think about it.
Yeah.
Think about an alternative, and need to have a backup plan. And that's hard to do because sometimes you give your soul to a company you're working for, and you're dependent. You think they're going to look out for you when maybe not so
No,
much.
they aren't. They aren't. In
And,
fact,
they're looking after themselves.
I've had this discussion with both my kids. They're very important at where they work, but I tell them that if they leave tomorrow, there will be somebody else just as important that steps into their role. So just remember that when you give your right arm for
Well,
that
I think when
job,
you're young, you want to think that this company, if you work for a big company,
yeah,
it's kind of like your mom and dad, that
yeah.
they're going to treat you like that. But they're not your
No.
mom and dad, and they'll cut you off in a minute. If it suits them for whatever reason.
I do some marketing for a couple of big motorsports companies, and a lot of guys there when the season kind of slows down, because we get into a winter season where it's not quite as
Yeah.
popular as in the spring and summer, and when it slows down, a lot of the guys do they call them side gigs now, where they either pick up a shift where they're delivering packages for Amazon, but they have multiple sources.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got somebody who works with me.
Yeah.
And they work this time. Well, I don't think they've started yet.
Yeah.
But they're getting ready
Yeah.
to start working for UPS.
Yeah, it's a seasonal kind of thing, and it's kind of nice. But I think a lot of people have the side gig now, and a lot of people have the ability to do it with the advent of starting a business at home with AI or by
And
yourself.
people are doing with social media.
Sure, yeah, sure,
There was a big article in some big publication. I mean, I should have sent it to you.
yeah,
It was how people are making six figures, sometimes a month, but that's very rare, I'm sure,
yeah. I'm sure.
on Facebook.
Yeah, that's
But they've
crazy.
changed their deal up, and they've really gone after YouTube. And YouTube money has dropped, and I know mine has
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and for whatever reason. But the Facebook has picked up, so
Interesting.
they're very competitive on
Yeah.
that. I think I had one post this past week that had 1.8 million
Holy cow.
people looking at it. I started thinking about it, and you wonder where the TV ratings are gone.
Yeah.
Networks, late night shows getting, 1, 2, 3 million people, watching them, and I've got one post that's got 1.8 million people
Isn't
have
that
seen it. So
fascinating?
it's where the audience is gone.
Yeah.
The problem is the digital world is not it's not a advertiser friendly world like broadcasting was. I think broadcasting is and was very effective with radio and television and even cable.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think digital, when you're in something pops up, it's a nuisance and you don't want to see it. It's not a friendly atmosphere.
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting that you said that because I was just thinking about this the other night. I was watching a television show, and the commercials were mixed nicely. One was for a car, one was for something else, right? It was mixed. It was mixed. One was for, hemorrhoids, let's say, and the other one was for buying a new car. But when you go and you watch, and I'll just throw this out there, not picking on them or anything, but like a YouTube, right? And you watch it, or a Hulu, or one of those TV subscription. You ever notice how you get the same ad over and over and over? Like you'll get the same insurance company ad over and over and over. There's not a variety. There's not a spacing. There's not a different type. It's just bombard, bombard, bombard. And you get to the point where you go mute.
Well, I skip or mute or do
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and because it's obnoxious. And I don't, in fact, I just resumed my Paramount Plus subscription. I had let it go down
Yeah.
for a couple of months because I wasn't going there.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing you've got to have the discipline to do
Yeah.
is to cancel some of these things when you're not watching. But this time of year, all the network shows are back, and I like FBI on CBS.
Mm-hmm.
I like NCIS. I like those are two. I like
So you want to
Tracker.
catch all those, yeah.
And so those are three that I watch. I think that's it for CBS, maybe.
Well,
And the new Blue Bloods, whatever it's called, Boston Blue.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch that. But on NBC, I watch on Peacock,
Mm-hmm.
I watch the Chicago shows, Chicago Med, Fire, and Police, and I do it without commercials on all these things. I pay $1 or $2 more not to have the commercials. So it's easier to follow these stories.
Yeah, I
They're
agree.
just 40 minutes of a story,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of having to stop and endure the commercial set, it's just to me it's worth it not to have them. But
I'll tell you too, I have started going a little more a la carte, and not everybody does it. But like when I watch the F1 racing, I buy F1 channel, costs me one fee, and it's good for the whole season, the whole year. I don't have to look for it. I know it's under
yeah,
F1.
I don't have the sports addiction like you have.
I'm addicted. Peacock has it for me.
I watch college sports, some college football,
Now
and it's
that-
on regular channels, and for the most part, you can just get them on TV.
Now, I have a
on
question.
YouTube TV.
So I have a question for you. So this year, because of me being a sports fanatic, I bought the NFL package, right?
Yeah.
And I buy the NBA package. I buy all of them because I like sports. And so I'm watching the football, which I pay a lot. It's a lot. I don't know, $3.99, $4.99, something like that. It's a lot. And I'm watching it, and pretty soon here comes a game from London. Now there's a game every week. It's on the network from London. Let's say it's Sunday morning, really early, right?
Yep.
Then
Like for you, it's really early, like 8:30 or 7:30.
yeah. Now you have your regular Sunday games, but you also have Sunday night game, Thursday night game, and now they're running two NFL games on Monday night, two of them. So your Thursday night's two teams. There's 4 teams on Monday night. That's 6 teams. And your early morning Saturday or Sunday game, that's 8 teams. That means there's 4 less games on Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still paying $4.99, $3.99. But I'm not getting all those on NFL anymore. They're on networks, and they're on Amazon is Thursday night, so it's not on NFL Network. So I wonder.
Well, I mean, see that I just save my money completely because I don't generally live off the NFL, but I'm
Yeah.
from the part of the country I didn't grow up with NFL.
Yeah, but you have
So,
college, and college has the
but
same kind of
college
thing.
is like the NFL. The SEC
yeah, it
is
is,
is
especially
an
there.
NFL
Yeah.
light, or maybe not even light. It's those great games,
Well,
but they're all on ESPN and ABC,
yeah,
and
pretty
so
much.
far they've all been there. So
Well, when they make that transition, you're going to be in trouble because you're going to have
yeah,
to pay for that.
and I'll have to figure it out. But I've never cared about the NBA, and
yeah,
I mean, one thing I'm worried about. I loved baseball as a kid.
yeah,
I loved going to major league games in my youth. I mean, I even went, as a young adult and middle aged. I went when I was in a town. If I had time to kill,
yeah.
I would go see the Yankees, or I'd go to the Dodger game, or I'd do whatever. But two things, I've lost interest in it for some reason,
I have
and I
to.
don't know why. And also the ticket prices on everything in every way, and concerts and everything else are just outrageous.
Yeah,
And I'm just not going to pay $200 and $300 and $400 to go do any of those things.
that's
And
interesting.
I just refuse. I mean, I've got it to pay it, but I don't want to pay it.
Are
I
you
just- I don't-
watching any of the ALCS or NLCS?
No, and I
I'm
haven't.
not
And-
either. I don't care.
And I don't know why, because I care. I'm a Dodger fan,
Yeah,
and I just haven't. They're not marketing, and they're not making me want to go see it for some reason.
I
And
agree.
I think some of that is marketing, but some of it is just I don't know.
I
mean,
was-
we're all so. Let me tell you, this country is so completely changed because of COVID.
I think you.
I
I
mean,
think you're right. I think you're
It
right.
changed this country, good or bad,
forever.
but it changed it. But it changed it forever
Mm-hmm.
because people's eating habits changed.
Mm-hmm.
The way they consume entertainment completely changed, or went further down the road where something would have taken 5 years and 10 years, it happened in a month.
Yeah.
Like all this, like Netflix, for example. I mean, they wouldn't be as big as they were
Oh gosh.
without that Tiger King and some of that stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, they
of
were
course. Yeah.
just there. But yeah, the peacocks and all these things. I don't know where all this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I don't really know. But and with the news networks and the bias from the media and the
Oh,
lack of a
gosh.
newspaper. I mean, it's all not so much just COVID, but then some of it is, and then the prices of things. We've had President Trump for 9 months, and a lot of things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that, I mean, on all the scales, that some people just their heads are popping off and they're spinning around
Yeah.
because they just can't take, the ICE deal. And I don't know that maybe there's no other way to have done what they've done, because you got to blame the people that preceded him.
Yeah, to a certain
because
extent.
they
you're
let
right.
all these people folks into the country
Right.
that didn't have the legal right to be in the country.
Right. Right.
But it's uncomfortable to watch, I think, for a lot of people.
I agree with you. I don't know. Sometimes when I watch, even when I watch the protesting of ICE, not even the ICE arrests anymore, because that's not getting me to watch anymore. I don't. Neither here nor there, right? Go get them, whatever. But when I watch the people protest, and then I watch how it looks, right, on TV, and I know there's people that film that know how they're filming it, and they know how to make it look a certain way or whatever. I get
And
all
I
that.
don't, and those people irritate me. They make me crazy.
Yeah, me too. Me
Because
too.
I don't necessarily endorse everything of how because I don't really know how they're
Nobody
going,
does.
doing things.
Nobody does.
But
Yeah.
I mean, who these people are and how they're getting there, whatever. But then these people that you see the pictures of the folks demonstrating, they look like they're paid demonstrators. to me.
I just don't see it any other way either. I agree with you 100%. Almost, and the things that are repeated in the statements and the shouting and the things like that.
It's just the whole thing. Portland's so crazy, and then
It's-
everywhere else
yeah.
is doing it. And all that's just very disturbing.
Yeah.
I went to a place today that was extremely full for lunch.
Yeah.
And that's the first place I've been to in a long time that was full at the lunch
What
period.
kind of
But
food?
it was just a regular
Diner kinda.
really nice old restaurant.
Yeah.
But most places I've gone lately, they've been half full
Mm-hmm.
or half empty
Yeah.
at lunch, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And the prices of everything are just stupid crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, where you would get out of you go eat something kind of nice, and you might have paid 25 or $27 for it, 5 or 10 years ago, is now 40 or 45.
Yeah.
And that's just, things have gone in same way with house prices, and people are fighting
Everything.
property taxes now because the value of their homes have doubled.
Mm-hmm.
And so the property taxes doubled and their incomes didn't double in the meantime.
Right. Doesn't keep up. It doesn't.
So
keep
it
up.
didn't keep up. So people having to sell houses because they've got more valuable.
I've always thought property tax is a weird thing, right? It's the only thing, minus a homeowners association, that can fluctuate. You have your interest rate, you have your loan, you have your home, right? But while you're living in it, the property taxes could just go through the roof,
Keep
and
going.
you still have to pay. There's no control.
Right. It's just, there's so many things going on,
Yeah.
and Trump getting the hostages this week.
Which was great. It was great.
Great. And even Hillary Clinton had to say it was great.
Yeah, I was
And then the
shocked.
government being out, which I don't think is great. I think it's just, people playing politics with people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly. And so there maybe the Democrats are trying to make a point, which is what I think they're trying to make.
It's too bad.
But they're trying to do things that,
Jimmy,
I just wish they'd find another way. It's just, I don't like the way that either side is conducting business
Mm-hmm.
or is treating the people. I know friends that went on vacation and they went to one of these battlefield places to take the kids, to show them some history.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get in because it was closed.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Because the
Yeah.
Park Service, is closed up things, and that's just a little minor deal, but it's just the point of I don't know who's telling me the truth. I don't trust a lot of the media because I know that these people that work up there at the highest levels are as biased as they come.
Sure, I agree with you.
They
100%.
just are. Everyone I've ever met, is on the far left. It's just the nature of the beast, and you just don't know. You don't know what to believe of things.
I agree with you. I mean, I try to watch some news. I try to watch, and this goes back to our watching habits with like, how many people saw your photo and how many millions of people watch TV or whatever. You go now and you kind of pick and choose where you get your information. And some of it, hopefully, with somebody like you, I'm sure it's very accurate. With somebody like me, I watch it and then I go, I don't know if is that real?
Well, I mean, I've heard it. I posted something without. It was a still picture. I mean, okay, there's video coming from a security camera.
Yeah.
And I stopped that security camera on a frame.
Mm-hmm.
You get 24 frames per second. I stopped it on a frame, and it was right where the tip of the wing of the plane was almost going to hit, without having to show the plane hitting and blowing up and doing all that.
Yeah.
And people want to say, oh, it's fake, it's clickbait, it's not real, no one can make a picture like that, and all that stuff. People, why are people so stupid? I mean, yeah, you might think that, but why does everybody just with confirmation think that, well, I know I'm smarter than this. I know it's a fake. And some things are a fake. I've fallen for a poster recently of a concert that was supposed to happen, and somebody dummied it up, and I thought it was real.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. It is hard to tell, and I don't know if it's going to get any better or it's just going to get
I don't know how
worse.
I don't know how you do laws for it. I really don't.
I don't either.
I mean, you just hope that I don't know. And then you see little things in the financial world that I'm pretty sure this is troubling, but I don't know exactly why. Gold is up now to $4,200
I saw
an ounce.
that. And silver moving up.
And what that is, silver's now going up too.
Yeah.
And but it's nowhere near like gold. But
No,
it's like
not at all.
in percentage wise, it's gone up a lot.
Yeah.
But gold 4,200. I mean, it was just 2,200 not very
that long ago.
ago, maybe a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what that is I think governments and other people are hoarding it. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on in the financial world.
No, but it all you all go back to you go back to all this AI stuff, and you and I had talked a little bit last week, and you had sent me you had sent me a song, and I don't know if
Yeah,
we want
yeah.
to play a little bit of that. Do you want to play that? I mean, this is really
We played at the end if you
Yeah,
want to.
let's do it. Remind me so we don't lose track of it. But it's just fascinating how all this has evolved, and we'll get to it. I mean, it's basically a song that was written by AI and it's performed by AI.
I think you give the people copy notes. You give them, you know, some copy points.
Yeah,
You know, likes red, is a cowboy. You know, I mean,
you
something like
feed
that,
it
and
some
you
info.
pick
Yeah,
the theme. Yeah, you pick your theme, and you give it a little bit of direction,
yeah,
and then it takes it from there. But you know, I mean, we for years have been able to, you know, and we should have known that it was coming maybe because we all have loved Jurassic Park,
oh yeah.
and every year that's been out, the dinosaurs look more real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just look real.
Well, I'm sure. I mean,
And
there's a whole bunch of movies I don't even know that it's fake. You know, I'm watching movies. I'm sure backgrounds and stunts and all that they're made,
yeah,
and they're getting better and better and better.
they're getting better and better. And it's just, you know, there are things that are out there that we're confused by. You know, we're
Right,
confused about
right.
who do we trust, where do we go,
Mm-hmm.
how do we manage our lives, you know, for in our work life of who do we trust the people we're working for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or are they just going to blow up a bunch of people here soon for whatever because they're people, everything seems to be shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like where there may have been 50 mayonnaise companies a few years ago, now there's three.
Right,
And
right.
there seems to be like that in every line of work.
Yeah, that's
And,
true. That is true.
you know, you just wonder, and I'm telling you, and what people don't see enough of because our media is so screwed up is that, I mean, 60 Minutes, for all their biases too and everything,
Mm-hmm.
they come closest to trying to tell people, like warn, you know, warn is maybe too big a word, but just advise people,
Mm-hmm.
like what's going on with China. China's up to so much monkey business
Yeah, I've seen
around the
that.
world,
Yeah, yeah.
and our people know it, and our government knows it, and they'd figure out what to do about it. But that's what's going on with, you know, people just like Argentina this week.
Mm-hmm.
China's really trying to get tremendous control over South America.
Yeah.
And the Trump administration has gone in there to fight that. We're fighting it in Venezuela with the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting it in another way, trying to help out the Argentinians so we can give them money, and they'd be better off us being their friend than China, who's
Sure.
buying soybeans. And China's in on everything in South America because they want to dominate the world.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's
And
exactly what it is.
and they're a real problem, and they're strong, and they're saying that they can outlast us. You know, you've noticed that they've been playing hardball, and China
Oh, yeah.
thinks that it can win a prolonged trade war with the United States, and
Yeah.
maybe they can, but you've got them, and then you've got to worry about China going into places like Iran, who during this hostage thing recently, they were like the only government that didn't show up,
Yeah.
you know, at this thing because they got a bad regime, and they're being fed lifelines by China and Russia,
Right.
both of people who aren't our friends
Mm-hmm.
and who are kind of friends with each other. And so the world is such a complicated place, and you can simplify it or we can make it complicated. And this fight between the Democrats and the Republicans is I mean, it's always going to be there, but they got to figure a way how to get things done without turning our country into a socialist or a communist country, which some people want it to be.
Yeah.
They want free groceries and free this and free that. And I get it. I mean, the educational system that's forcing everybody to be the same amount of smarts.
Mm-hmm.
When me and you, I bet if we went back to school today, back to either junior, probably even elementary school,
Yeah.
you would think with experienced adults, we could make A's in the 6th grade.
I would hope
I
so.
bet we
Yeah.
couldn't. I bet we couldn't even pass the math. You might be able to. I wouldn't be able to do
I
it.
don't know anymore. I don't. But I don't know if it's even the same kind of math. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
it's not. It's a whole nother teaching.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the results, obviously you want the same results, but I think it's a totally totally inverse thing. I think it's different than when we
I
were.
think we'd have such a hard
Yeah,
time
you
with that,
might be right.
and people who are who have less background than we do,
Mm-hmm.
I call raised by the wolves,
Yeah,
who have Checky. I had great parents,
yeah,
and then they did the best they could with a
Mhm.
moron like me. But there are people that don't have that's not that lucky, and they need to be trying to go to trade school and doing some other things beside trying to be on a liberal arts college track program.
I've seen a little
You
push
know,
for that lately.
there has been,
Yeah,
and there
I've
needs to
noticed
be a
that. Yeah,
lot more.
yeah,
And because we got Trump and his crowd, they want everything to move back over here from China and everywhere else.
hmm
That's fine. But if we don't have anybody to work in the factories, what's the point?
right. Where's the skilled labor? Right.
And we don't have the skilled labor.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we're bringing people over in some kind of way from India or other places that do have the skilled labor,
Yeah,
then we've not accomplished anything. So yeah, the trade school thing it takes years too.
yeah, it really does. And
And there's so many issues to deal with. And you see Trump trying to deal with all of them on a daily basis. It makes everybody crazy. But there's just a lot going on. The military is changing the ways they fight wars or they potentially fight wars.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
we have a lot of bad people in the world that want our neck.
yeah,
And luckily the Europeans are kind of all banding together. We're pretty powerful when all of Europe works with us.
yeah.
We can kind of hold off on Russia and some of these other things. But
By the way, you made me think of that. You were talking about all the things going on. There's so many things, and it makes me think about all the presidents. And I go back to probably, I think the first one I really noticed it on was Obama. I noticed when he went into office, he looked one way. When he came out, he looked totally different, right?
mm,
Gray hair, starting to look
yeah,
old. And this is the first time I've seen it with Trump because he's quit coloring his hair. Have you noticed that? It's now white.
toned it down anyway.
Yeah, it's now white. And the only reason I brought that up, he was talking about a picture where he looked like he was balding. He was mad
Yeah,
about it on the cover of some magazine or something.
time.
Yeah, and when I looked at the picture, I was thinking, well, I don't care about his receding hairline. That doesn't matter to me. And then I kind of looked at him to see what he'd look like if he was completely bald. He would look okay, I think. But his hair was so white, I was thinking, when did that happen? Was this term that he just ended up going completely
Oh
white?
yeah.
I mean, that's got
He
to
doesn't
be.
sleep. The man doesn't sleep. He's going to Mar-a-Lago this weekend. Hopefully he'll get some sunshine. And then this was on my Facebook page,
Hmm.
a comment, and that's why I don't like to read comments because
Yeah.
there's a lot of nitwits out there. But people have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yep. Yeah.
And as much as I may not have liked some presidents prior to him,
Hmm.
I certainly wouldn't said anything on Facebook like this person said today.
Yeah.
Said I said he's going to Mar-a-Lago, blah blah blah, play some golf. And he said, I hope he drowns.
Right. Where did that
I mean, we've
hatred?
got that's real epidemic of younger people
Interesting.
that believe in political violence. There's been a whole study of that there's a certain demographic group
Hmm.
that thinks political violence is the only way to deal with opposition,
That's fascinating.
and that's terrible. But
Yeah.
that's people that were happy about Charlie Kirk and people who are. It's just people are. They're just some people. I mean, yeah, we didn't like some people too, but we didn't say that.
We didn't wish him
At least
dead.
not publicly.
Right. Now maybe two best friends together say something like
Saying,
that.
yeah,
Maybe.
stick his
I
head
don't
in the
know.
toilet or something like that. Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
but we wouldn't have ever written it down.
No. And it's so
I mean,
incriminating. It's so
it's
funny.
stupid.
I sit there, my wife and I will talk business sometimes, and she'll say, "Oh, shoot me a text." I'm like, "No way! I'm not putting that in writing. I'm never putting that
Yeah.
in writing. There's no way. I've watched too many people go down in flames that have put something in writing.
And
But
people, the internet lasts forever
it
too.
does. Don't think it doesn't. I mean, do not. Whatever pictures, whatever you say or post or whatever, it's there. It's there forever.
And then we need to probably wrap this up. But
Yeah.
what did you think about in Portland the other day. I think it was Portland. Could have been Seattle, but up there in the Northwest
Yeah.
with the people that had the naked bike ride.
Yeah,
and
that was really
were
quite a
laying
sight.
naked in the street.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great, Jimmy. I think.
I mean, that's so effective. I don't remember what were they mad about?
I don't
I just
even
know
know.
they were naked.
I don't even know. I don't even know. We're having something, this week locally here called the No Kings Rally or something. It's always something, I mean, there's always something going on.
Yeah,
but at least the naked bike ride gave us something to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't want to look, but I did. And
No, the large people in G-strings is always fun.
I just don't understand how you can get your point across when you're naked. I never
Look at
saw
us.
one sign. I just saw naked.
And look at
people
us. We're
acting
talking
like a
about it,
fool.
but we don't know what they were doing it for.
No, they're just being fools.
Yeah, terrible.
So it's just
terrible.
we live in one wacky, crazy world, and some of it is just that we're just because of communications. We know too much. we know a lot, and we know it when it's happening, and maybe before it happens, and every other time. So anyway, I think we all just remain calm and just try to watch it out. But just as they used to say, and I've heard on several police shows, keep your head on a swizzle.
Keep it on a swizzle. It's a
Or whatever it is.
swivel. It's a swivel.
Yeah,
Hey,
whatever you're swindling, or keep your head on a thermos, or whatever.
whatever it is, keep it there. And be
keep it
careful.
somewhere.
Hey, be careful with your AI. Now, before we go, I just want to play a little bit of this. This was a custom-made AI, and I want people to hear it because I think I played this for people, and I said, do you like the song? And they all said the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I thought,
Yeah, it's
oh
not
my
a person.
gosh.
It's a thing. It's a computer.
This is
that
not
sings
real.
And does everything.
Keep it in mind. Here we go.
Down in Austin, there's a voice 3 decades strong on the radio. That's Jimmy Carter. They'll tell you, son, he's the man who knows what's going on. From country stars to the local scene, he's got the scoop, the in between. That's Jimmy Carter. He'll set it straight. From the crack of dawn to the evening late, who's rising, who's falling, who's on the line? Jimmy's got the answers every time.
All right, I'll fade it out. And but yeah, that is totally done by AI all the way, written, produced, and sung.
Yeah, there's a thing now that I was watching a demo on.
Yeah.
You have to have a keyboard and hooked into your computer, but if somebody who can really play the keyboard can have a whole orchestra at their fingertips,
Oh Lord.
where it sounds like the symphony orchestra.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. Ladies and
Just
gentlemen,
crazy.
watch your back. Until next
Yeah.
week when we do this all again, I bid you, my friend, a very happy birthday, whatever you plan to do
Thank
for
you,
it.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself. You're
Good
looking
day.
good.
Good day,
Good day.
everybody.